What's up, everyone? We're back. Um, no vacation. We've just been busy. I've been moving cross country, and Rob's just been working his dick off, and or at least that's what he says. Um, so it is what it is. What are you gonna do? We're here. Love us now. We're here now. So don't complain about it. Want to hear no bitching. Um, you could have just re-listened to the old episodes. What do you want me to say? So speaking of moving, moved cross country to Florida. No fun. No fun dragging a trailer that was packed to the gills that cost a grip because like moving is expensive as fuck. Um and that's without people helping. They just charge you so much if you want to like leave a piece of equipment in another state. So just a little FYI. And one of the things that you always hear when you discuss something with people is when you say, "Hey, I'm moving." What do they say, Rob?
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, they say moving sucks, right? So like no shit, moving sucks. That goes without saying. It's like saying the sky is blue. It's it's like saying the sun is hot. Like everybody knows moving sucks, and nobody wants to hear, "Yeah, moving sucks." Like I hate moving. That's the follow up. I hate moving. Like, okay, doesn't everybody hate moving? Is there anybody who's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna move"? Fucking A.
Nomads. Nomads are the
Maybe.
only people that like moving.
Well, I guess if like your shit is under like 3 feet of water and you're moving, you're like, "Woohoo, let's go." um, but yeah, so that was not fun. The worst thing is when you're dragging a trailer is you have to kind of go the speed limit. Like you try to push it a little bit, but you see that bitch wobbling behind you in the rear view mirrors, then it's like, fuck, slow down. Because like when you're driving all those miles and you got to go 55, 65 ish tops, whew, and the speed limit's like 75, and you're just like, fuck, I could be cruising at like 85, 90 right now, no problem. And it's just like, god damn it. So yeah, that wasn't fun. And this Florida heat, like I know what Florida is like. I've been here many times over the years. But when you actually start doing physical activity, like when I come, I'm fucking chilling. I'm at the pool. I'm at the resorts. I'm just, you don't really feel it. But when you actually have to do some work out here, god damn it, it's hotter than the fucking devil's ball bag. Like that sun is a motherfucker. I'm already burnt. I got the fucking hillbilly fucking tan going on. I'm a mess right now. I'm a fucking mess. How you doing?
And you moved to the Rona like Central right now.
Yeah, yeah. I left the hotspot. Now Massachusetts is fucking doing great. Everybody to test the cases are down to shit. There are no deaths. Like they're opening fucking everything little by little. And I move right back to where I just fucking left a month ago. Like these motherfuckers. And that's the one thing that I did notice when I was traveling. The further south I got, the less masks I saw. The more people I saw just acting like this shit was, just a game. Like it didn't exist. And I'm walking around masked up because I'm used to it. And these fucking assholes are just out there like, hey, fucking nice day out, huh? At the rest stops and shit, like just standing there scratching their nuts like it's no fucking thing. I, and they wonder why the cases are off the chain. Oh man. Um, but speaking of masks, by the way, I've noticed the new wave for masks. Have you noticed people just kind of hanging them off the one ear, like when they're gonna like smoke a cigarette or when they're just not in a situation where they wear them. Yeah, like that. Like that's the new wave. It's like when LL Cool J used to pull up the pant leg, to the calf, and then have the other one all the way down. That's like the new wave right there. The mask, the one ear mask wave. But I guess we should chronicle some of the heavier shit that's gone on with all this racial tension going on in the U.S. today. And quite honestly, there really shouldn't be racial tension. Like, have you seen the video of the woman with the paint trying to paint over the Black Lives Matter thing?
Yeah, I
And
actually just watched that yesterday.
what are your thoughts on that?
I honestly feel like someone should have whipped that bitch's ass. Like, she should have caught it right there in the street. Like, bro,
Well,
like,
that's a little extreme, but
no, you know what? Look, there is no time that like racism is acceptable, and for me, like, that's racism. Like, she could say, "Oh, all lives matter," but how fucking stupid do people have to be to not understand that the statement Black Lives Matter is not saying that Black lives matter more than white lives. They're not saying that Black lives matter more than Spanish lives. They're saying you cannot say that all lives matter until you say Black lives matter. Until Black lives matter as much as white lives. Until Black lives matter as much as Latino lives. That's what that's about. And if you're too fucking ignorant to understand that, well, then go the fuck home. Stay the fuck home. You're an idiot.
I couldn't have said it better myself. There's all these memes that kind of express that, and for some reason, a lot of white folks are taking it as like if you're trying to say Black lives mean more than everybody else, when that's not what it's about at all. And why are they getting so offended about it is what's really the question. Like, nobody's saying your lives don't matter. Everybody knows your lives matter. And it's been proven. You've been given the benefit of the doubt more times than not in most scenarios. So why do they take such offense to that phrase? I don't get it. And it's like you said, they turn that into your lives matter. Your lives matter more than mine. And nobody ever said that. Never once did anybody ever even suggest that. So it's just, I don't get it. It takes a real narrow view of the whole thing to come to that conclusion. But however, I think that because of the movement and because of all of the changes that people want to do, like we talked about in the last episode with the history and stuff, things maybe get going a little too far. And so I saw this video of these kind of look like redneck white dudes get into a confrontation with a bunch of seemingly hipster types, kind of pussies, if you ask me. Like, these fucking guys were a bunch of bitches. So apparently there was some argument or discussion or whatever at some I don't know if it was a campsite or a lake or something like that. And they tried to claim that these guys were trying to lynch the black guy. Now, I watched all the video that was out there, and I didn't see any evidence of that. And I feel like, okay, these guys might have been assholes, There's no question about it. You could look at the video and say, wow, these guys are fucking dicks. Like, but it didn't mean, and he did call him a nappy head. You know, he didn't call him the N-word. He just said nappy headed, whatever. Like, yes, that is a volatile thing to say and somewhat racist, but it's not like dropping an N-bomb. I'm sorry, it's just not the same. And these guys, like, you saw them struggling with him, pushing him against a tree, but according to the black dude, he tried to claim that they were talking about lynching him or something like that. And I feel like, I'm not saying that something to that effect wasn't said. I'm not trying to say that I was there or that I know any better. But my common sense tells me that probably didn't happen. Or at least I should question if that really happened the way they said. Because, again, like we always say, two sides to every story, the truth is usually in the middle. So my view is these guys were probably assholes. They probably are racist. And they probably said some shit. But I doubt it went to that level. And while they're holding them against the tree, his friends are all like just recording and saying, let him go, let him go. Like, what kind of friends are that? If those are the kinds of friends and they outnumbered them. There was 3 and they had at least 4 or 5. Like, you should be able to handle that. But these fucking these fucking pussies were just like, oh, let him go, let him go. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, God damn, I've never seen such a bunch of pussies in my life. And if the poor black guy, if those are your friends, you need some new friends, bro. Because these motherfuckers were the biggest bag of puss holes I've ever seen. I don't know if you saw that, but it was making its rounds about recently. But it's just fucking ridiculous.
No, I haven't seen that, but I mean, I'll tell you, like, from my end. So, I'm an administrator for a very large group, and I won't go into all the details for that. But recently, I had an incident with that where, like, I had to remove an individual from the group, and like, I got a response from someone that, like, immediately, like, her response is like, "Wow, racism still prevails," and I'm like, "What?" I was like, I don't know how that correlates. And I was like, who's the racist here? Because you saw my profile picture and you assumed I was white, so I'm a racist? Like, okay.
Shit, I'm bubbling here.
Yeah, so that shit just amused me. I was like, no, I'm not racist.
Yeah, but that's the sign of the times right now. Like, everybody just assumes racism, and and people just accept things and are afraid to question anything. You know, like the NASCAR driver thing. Okay, it looked worse than it actually was because, you know, like, they come to find out that shit was there already. Like, he wasn't targeted. So we're having all these situations come up now. And if you question it, then automatically you're a racist because you question it. And it's just not right. Like, you should be able to question things and ask questions. Like, what is wrong with that? You know, I can ask a question. We can have a discussion. We can talk about it. Nobody wants to talk anymore. Everybody just wants to be outraged and cancel everything. Just fucking talk about it. What the fuck? Yeah. It's like in a marriage, right? You have issues. She has issues. If you just say, your issues piss me off, fuck you, I'm getting divorced, what the fuck is that? You got to work shit out. You got to talk about your fucking issues. You know, if you open up your fucking ears, you might hear something and you might change your mind about something, or you might change the way you do something, and vice versa. and that has more of a standing effect on the topics at hand than just saying, fuck this, I'm out of here, I'm taking my ball and going home, fuck you, you're a racist. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
Unfortunately, I think we live in a society now where, like, it's everyone's right. Like, nobody's willing to listen to anyone else's viewpoint. Like, everyone is so divided, and the worst part is, like, I don't think people are as divided as they think they are. Like, I think if people actually sat down and had a dialogue, like, they would find that there's common ground there.
But they won't.
But
they won't have the dialogue. They just decide you're this or you're that, and it's canceled. It's over. So, like, I don't know if we've talked about this at all, but like the blackface stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we talked about that before, right?
Yeah, like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, when he was doing Karl Malone and all of that stuff. Yeah. So they're taking that to the next level. We talked about how they're trying to get rid of the movies and Paw Patrol and all of that stuff for the cops, and so everything gets canceled, right? Everything gets canceled. Aunt Jemima got canceled. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about the old school logo where she looked like a little bit like a mammy type character. I'm talking about the newer one when she just, if you have no racism like in your brain, you just look at it and you say, oh, that's a pleasant looking black lady with a smile. You don't take it, and maybe because I'm obviously not black, maybe I'm missing something, and I'm willing to have that discussion if I am. But when I look at the Aunt Jemima logo, I don't see anything bad.
Yeah.
I understand having an issue with the older logo, which they got rid of. But if you looked at the more current one, she was just a smiling black lady. Like, well, this is where, okay, so if she was a smiling white lady and it was called what? I don't know, Aunt Florence?
Betty Crocker?
Whatever. Like would the complaints be how come there's no, like, from Do the Right Thing? Why there's no brothers on the wall? Like, why are there no black women on the fucking syrup? Like, is so where does it end? Because you try to give inclusion, you try to, like, I mean, there was a reason why Aunt Jemima, the original one, was chosen, and she actually made a good, if you look at the history, she actually made a decent living off of it, being the spokesperson and the logo and all of that stuff. So it helped her in that time. But if you just want to be ignorant and just say, oh, everything is racist, well, you're kind of missing some things. And then when you want to start removing stuff like that, then what's the next complaint? Like I said, well, why is it Aunt Florence on the fucking syrup? Why can't it be, why can't it be, why you got no brothers on the wall? As they said in Do the Right Thing. So it's a slippery slope. And then of course, everybody says, great, we got Aunt Jemima canceled. Let's go after the next one, Uncle Ben. What the fuck is wrong with Uncle Ben? He's just got a bow tie on. He's just a black dude with a bow tie. How is that racist? Where are the racial connotations to that? Like, does anybody remember Orville Redenbacher? White dude with a bow tie. Right? Does anybody feel any type of way about Orville Redenbacher? Because I don't. I hear Orville Redenbacher, I think of popcorn. Word. I'm fucking sweet. Let's go. Right? You tell me Uncle Ben's cool. Let's have some rice. Like, what the fuck?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the vampires to start protesting Count Chocula's.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because there are some fucking wackos that consider themselves vampires. So that's next. The Count Chocula protest. Like, what the fuck? The shit. On that note, you're gonna have the white folks who can only, like, the really white ones that only get pink. They never get dark. They never tan. They just get pink. Like, they're gonna boycott fucking Frankenberry. You know, like, but then Uncle Ben wasn't enough. Uncle Ben wasn't enough. They went after Mrs. Butterworths, who, you can't even say Mrs. Butterworths is black just because the syrup's in it makes her look like she might be black. When the syrup is all used, she's a white girl. She's fucking Paula Deen. So don't be so quick to cancel Mrs. Butterworths because she might not even be a black chick. I don't know. I don't know the history of that one, but they moved on. The cream of wheat guy. The cream of wheat. He's just a fucking black guy with a chef hat. Black. Here's a little note to everybody, to all you fuckheads who want to cancel everything, okay? I hope you all catch COVID, but that's besides the point. Black guys are chefs. They are chefs. It exists. And that image is far from racist. It's just a black guy with a fucking chef's hat. So everything has just gone way off the deep end. And I don't know how we bring it back.
Yeah. I mean,
like they're going to be coming for me soon.
I mean, it's like Italians being pissed about Chef Boyardee. Like,
you don't see any. Italians get stereotyped all the time. They're all mobsters. They're fucking Mario and Luigi, and like, they get stereotyped. Did you see them pissing and moaning and crying about it? And I'm talking about real stereotypes, and like, I know there is, you know, a small portion of that, and I'm not trying to say that some of that stuff isn't legit, but when you start making your cause for these little simple things that aren't really racist or aren't really, you know, something to get all worked up about, you take away from the real causes, because then people get tired of it and people are like, dude, are you kidding me? And they don't pay you any mind anymore. So, God damn it, figure it out. Like, there are real causes to get behind. The cream of wheat guy who's just wearing a chef's hat is not one of them. It's really not. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For me, that's just, look, I could understand if it was disparaging in some way. Like, and I'll give you an example of something that should be canceled. The Cleveland Indians logo.
They already did. Chief Wahoo, they got rid of that already.
Yeah. All right. But that's an example. The Redskins, like the Redskins team name, like, it's an offensive term for Native Americans. Like, yes, it needs to change. Like, that's a valid cancellation.
Agreed. I totally agree with that. And the Native Americans have said how offensive that is to them. And for Dan Snyder and whoever else owns the team, for them to just thumb their nose at it is just a douchebag move. You know, it's.
I mean, I think like a result of this cancel culture, like, the name will be changed as it should be.
Well, because of money, because the sponsors started to put pressure on them.
Yeah. But I mean, the end result is a positive one. The name will change. But those are valid cancellations. Those are valid things that needed to change. Did Aunt Jemima really need to come off the box? Did Uncle Ben need to come off the box? Because I don't see those as negative images.
They're not.
Like,
to me, they're not. But I mean, to be fair to somebody, to a person of color, to a African American, it could be somewhat offensive to them. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's not offensive to some people, but I don't understand why. Because unless you're just looking for something to bark at, it just looks like a nice looking black lady just smiling. Like, that's a good thing. That means you guys are getting some of the rights that you deserve, and you're being treated equally in some respects, because it's not Aunt Florence, and it's not a white lady, smiling. It's not Paula Dean smiling. So
because black people are used in like advertising material, like are being used to advertise products.
well,
Like
I mean, I understand the history and the mammy character
no,
that
and I get that.
it was based on, but they changed it. They realized that wasn't going to work anymore, and times change and people learn from their mistakes. So they changed it. So why cancel it now?
No,
Like, is it because of the name? Because of Jemima? Like, have you ever met a Jemima in your life? I'm just asking. I don't know.
But if I had an Aunt Jemima that made some banging ass fucking pancakes, that would be great.
It would be. And additionally, I think they should bring the name back and start a new wave of little Jemimas running around. And like they took the N-word back. If they find Aunt Jemima, just the name offensive, take Aunt Jemima back and start calling your little girls Jemima. It's a nice name. I got no issues with it. It's better than some of these bullshit names that people, I mean, we already went over that. So
Jemima and Little Ben.
So this happened a while ago, but we never got to it, and I wanted to talk about it because it's a slippery slope, just like most of the stuff that we talk about that are serious. And the Taco Bell employee who was fired for wearing a Black Lives Matter mask. Now, that is a bad look, but I can understand why a company would say you can't wear that mask. And if the person said, like was against it and wouldn't back down, then you have to fire them. Because, and this is what a lot of people don't get. Whether you agree with Black Lives Matter or not, it doesn't matter. You're pushing in an agenda, okay? You're making somewhat of a political statement, even though it really isn't, but it will rile some people up. So if I'm a businessman and one of my employees wants to wear a Confederate flag face mask, and that's going to offend people, or maybe just cause people cause situations that aren't worth getting into, I think I would have to tell that employee the same thing. You can't wear that mask. And if they gave me flack, okay, well, then you got to go. So I understand from a employer standpoint why that person got fired. And I know it's an unpopular opinion because everybody rallied behind this dude. But like, kudos to him. He's standing for his convictions. He's like, he wants to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Great. Good for you, man. But and you can get another job, and he probably already has. But if I'm looking at it objectively from an employer's standpoint, if I allow that, then who's going to say the next cause or the next movement or the next whatever isn't going to end up on somebody else's mask or hat or t-shirt or whatever, and it's a slippery slope. So you got to look out for your business, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think a standard approach for a business is not for the business to have a political viewpoint or a stance
That's how
on
it should
like
be.
social issues for the most part. Um, so I mean, I think if the objection was like if you said, look, you guys can wear masks, but they have to be, plain black masks,
Standardized,
standard.
yes.
Yeah, then that's fine. I think if you're allowing people to express themselves through their mask, and that's the standard that you set for your staff,
It's a dangerous precedent.
then how do you get upset when this man says, you know what, I'm going to wear a Black Lives Matter mask because this matters to me?
No, I agree. And I don't think that was the standard that was set. And that's probably why he got fired. So, I mean, people have to, listen, I'm sensitive to the cause. I get it. And I want people to understand that Black Lives Matter. I'm with you guys, but you can't just jump on everything without thinking things through and having a little common sense and putting yourself in the other person's perspective. Like, what's their viewpoint? Why are they thinking this? Why are they doing this? I mean, and this is why we keep talking about open dialogue. Talk about these things, because that's what solves them. Matter of fact, I was having a conversation recently, and I was talking about our little baby Slick Rick with the eye patch thing. And it was brought to my attention that there are kids with eye patches and stuff, which I should have known. But, if somebody ever took offense to that, I didn't mean anything by it. It was the image of Slick Rick with the with with the little eye patch and the Kango and everything, with the gold chains, that made it funny. And that's all we're trying to do here. We're just trying to have some fun and put a little comedic spin to things. But if a person was offended by that, I would gladly say, okay, I didn't mean it that way. I understand where you're coming from, blah, 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 whatever, open dialogue. We're not here to try and tell people how to feel or think. We're not here to, I mean, we do judge, but we make fun of things. We make light of things. That's what we do. So if you don't like it, you don't listen. It's that simple. And that's what you can do about a lot of these things. If Aunt Jemima offends you, buy a different fucking syrup. As a matter of fact, if I'm being honest with you dummies, you should be buying maple syrup anyways, because Aunt Jemima and Mrs. Butterworths and all those fucking cheap syrups are just plain sugar. They're just sugar. You dummies, you're just pouring sugar all over your pancakes. Spend a little more, get you some real 100% maple syrup, and guess what? It tastes better. And it's not racist at all. It's fucking delicious. You want to eat some good pancakes? Get you some 100% maple syrup, you dumb fucks. Anyways, and I've eaten plenty of the Aunt Jemima and all of that stuff. But once I went to 100% pure maple syrup, I'm not going back. Fuck that. So, you got anything else about this stuff?
Oh no, I'm good.
All right. One of the things that happened, if you watched, like, I know some people listen to the podcast, so they don't get to see everything. But obviously, we post the videos on YouTube, and for some reason, when I edited the last episode, there were double Robs, and I have no idea how that happened. There was one Rob to the left of me and one Rob to the right, and they spoke simultaneously. And I could have re-edited it, but I thought it was better that way because I thought it was funny. So you got a 2-for-1 special there, and you don't like it? Sorry. I'm not gonna spend time, polishing it up and making it all pretty and professional, because guess what? We're not getting paid. So it is what it is. So Rob's a little stewing a little tonight because his burger got messed up or something like that. He got some takeout. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I fucking went to go get some Wendy's because you can finally get more than one patty on your fucking burger.
For real?
Yeah. So I head to Wendy's to get me, a Dave's Big and Juicy. And fucking, I ordered my burger. Mind you, like, I leave there. I end up having, like, some car issues. Fucking, like, end up dealing with all that. Like, get my car fixed, whatever. Drive home. So it took me, like, I didn't immediately get to discover that my burger was fucked up. I get home and, like, dealing with all the car issues. And I'm like, all right, word, I can finally eat my burger. And I open it up and it's fucking jacked. Not the way I ordered it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Did it have
all I
pickles?
wanted. Yes, it had pickles. I hate pickles. Like, the only thing I wanted was this burger to be right. I had already given up on the fries. I was like, the dog's going to have the fries. I just wanted my burger to be right. And I opened it up and I was like, oh, why?
So then you remove whatever wasn't supposed to be there, and then you just eat a cold shitty ass burger.
Yeah, and it's tainted with the flavors of everything you didn't want on it.
Oh shit. It happens. It happens to us all. And it goes back to the classic Joe Pesci line in Lethal Weapon 3 or whatever it was. They fuck you in the drive-thru. They fuck you in the drive-thru. They always fuck you in the drive-thru. It never fails. And that leads me to my next complaint, which is, why ask me what kind of sauce do I want if you're not going to put it in the goddamn bag? What is the worst item that is forgotten in any situation, whether it be drive-through, takeout, or whatever? What is the worst thing that they could forget to give you?
Thing that pisses me off the most when I'm in my car is a fucking straw. And I'm not a big, like, normally the only time I use a straw is when I'm in my car. Like, I'm a fucking Save the Sea Turtles guy. I don't use straws. Except for when I'm in my car.
Okay, that's understandable. But that's the worst? Because you can still you can still peel the top off of it and you still get your drink.
But then you have a full drink in your car, you hit a bump, you fucking spill it everywhere. Like, it is the most annoying shit when you go to pop your drink and you're like, oh, there's no straw in the bag. Are you fucking shitting me? Like,
it's annoying, but I think there are more egregious things that could be left out. And I'll tell you the most egregious thing for me. If I order some fucking hot wings and you forget my blue cheese, I want you to catch COVID. It's the worst. I mean, and not that I can't handle the heat or anything, because I love spicy shit, but it's just such a nice compliment to my hot wings. It's like the jelly to my peanut butter sandwich. It's like that's exactly what it's like. If you ordered a peanut butter jelly sandwich and they just sent you a fucking peanut butter sandwich. Like, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Because then you're just eating hot wings and you don't have no creamy blue cheese to go with it. My second is when goddamn Taco Bell forgets to give me some fucking hot sauce for my tacos or burritos or whatever the fuck I'm eating. Like, no sauce? You asked me what sauce do I want. I said hot sauce. Now, some of you might go with the fire sauce, but I like the flavor of the hot sauce better. And then you open your bag and there's nothing there, and you're just eating dry ass fucking tacos. Unless you got the Supreme, but then it's all sour cream and it's just not the same. You need some bite. You need that. That's why you get the hot sauce. You need some bite. You need some flavor. And these cocksuckers can't get that simple thing right. It's like ketchup for French fries. If I go to Taco Bell, I want my motherfucking hot sauce. How hard is that? I don't get it.
Nah, that's the equivalent of like getting fries at McDonald's and then them not properly salting them.
Oh yeah, yes. Saltless fries suck balls. I mean those people should be slapped. Just no retraining, just a slap. Just say don't ever do that again and give them a fucking slap. You got to slap and go back to work. Put some motherfucking salt on those fries. That's it. No harm, no foul. You just get a good crisp, whoosh, right across the.
Well, and the worst part is like, so because of my hours, I'm famous for getting like late night food, and the McDonald's in my area is famous, and I know you motherfuckers do this. They refry the fries.
That's just bad.
And I'm like, I know you refried these fucking fries because they're crunchy as fuck.
I mean, I can understand doing the half fry and then finish the fry, but to refry the actual fries, yeesh, that's terrible.
So some years ago, like, of course, like we all work fast food. When you get your fries in the bag, they're already blanched. They're blanched and then frozen. So the fries are already halfway cooked. When they fry them to finish. Boom. I work in a restaurant. We blanch our fries, we chill them, we make an order, and we finish them. But you can't refry them. Like once you cook
absolutely
them,
not.
Cook.
Absolutely not.
And it is the worst thing, and it just pisses me off more than anything. Nothing
will
get me
like
to
shit.
storm. Nothing will get me to circle the building faster than fucking refried fries.
Well, I mean, then you're taking other risks.
The Looking Special Sauce Burger.
I mean, you never know. Some people are just assholes, and they just. Some people just hate their job, and they just don't care, and they just, But I feel you, man. There's nothing better than getting a nice. It's like winning a scratchy, like when you get that fresh, burning hot fries in your bag, to the point where you can't even eat them because they're gonna burn your fucking face off. Like those fries are the best fries ever, and it reminds me of this guy from Barstool from Chicago, Big Cat. He said you always buy an extra order of fries for the ride home. So because you're going to be dipping into those bad boys, and then by the time you get home, you got nothing left. So if you want to eat fries with your burger, you got to get an extra order. So for those that haven't heard his brilliant idea about that, I'm passing it on. I'm not claiming it as my own. Barstool Big Cat, he came up with that. So, but do you have like a second worst item forgotten besides the straw?
I think my second pet peeve for the drive-thru is when you get a drink and they don't fill it to the top.
Oh, right. Dude, you could say the same thing about the fries. Back in the day, they would fill the fuck out of that fry thing. And now they're not even like in the commercial. They're all like sticking up outside of you see all the fries like sticking up outside of the box. You don't get that now. You get like this sad, like sunken.
like the fries are sunk into the container.
Yeah. Like, well, look at the fucking thing. Look at the thing. The fries are all over the place. It's like fry heaven. But that's not what they give you. So I'm gonna try. I've said I was gonna do this and I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna try and be like, yeah, can you make sure you fill up the fries? Like just request it. Because last time I got like half a box of fries.
That's why I like Five Guys. Five Guys, they just throw fucking fries in the bag. Fuck the container.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you get that greasy ass bag. I wish I like the concept. I wish they would just give me a big ass fucking box that's gonna hold all those fries. Like to me, that would be better than to lift up this greasy ass fucking bag just full of fries and grease all over the place. Although I always have said, if the bag has grease, there's some good shit in it. That's been my motto forever. So whenever you go anywhere, if somebody's got a greasy bag, you might want to say, "Hey, what you got there?" Because there's probably something good in that bag.
Well, I mean, while we're on the topic of fast food, like, I think McDonald's new meat sucks.
What?
Yeah, like they went to the fresh, never frozen shit, and I don't think it's as good.
Are you out of your mind?
I think it tastes like fucking asshole.
This is probably your worst take ever. Because the new beef that they have for the quarter pounder with cheese is fucking fabulous. You are out of your
I,
fucking mind with this one.
I'll take Wendy's any day over fucking
You
McDonald's fucking
what
shitty ass beef now.
what an asshole take that is. I don't even eat Wendy's burgers because they fucking suck. Wendy's burgers suck. Get out of here with that fresh
You're
bullshit.
fucking mad.
Burgers
You're
are
mad.
trash.
Wendy's is way better.
Trash.
Way better.
Trash.
Their square burgers fucking run circles around fucking.
You know why they're square? You know why they're square? Because they pick them up off the road because it's fucking roadkill. That's why they're square. I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese over that bullshit Dave's thing any day of the week. Any day of the week. And twice on Sunday. But that's neither here nor there. So we noticed the COVID setting on Google. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So actually, like, I did a little research on it. So Google has designed like this tracking app, and you can download the app. And basically, what it is like an exposure notification system. So people can report that they've like been exposed, and they can report it.
It doesn't do it automatically? Because I thought I saw
No,
some things about.
So what it does is it doesn't give a specific name of a user, or like just
Location
versus the
stuff.
data. Yeah, it's just basically like location, or it basically takes your data and uses the data of the person that's exposed and goes, hey, you were in proximity to this person that's been exposed.
Oh, so it's helpful.
So it's helpful. The problem is a lot of people are like, yo, this is like some fucking spying type shit where
Which
now you're tracking my movements. Yeah, like
stupid idiots.
You're tracking my movements. Yo, on that topic, I was watching a commercial the other day where they were talking about OK Google. And the commercial said like OK Google, blah blah blah. And my phone just started doing like looking up what they were looking for.
Yeah, I'm sure that happens to people with all like Alexa and all of that stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's the big thing with this. Like,
so people are getting butthurt that this thing exists. Now you have to opt into it, correct?
Yeah. Well, it's there. I think like on some people's things, it's automatically turned on, and you have to go in and turn it off.
All right. So they give you an option to turn it off, which I agree with. But it's there basically to say, does it alert you if you've been like around somebody who tested positive or something? Like,
only if you download that. Only if you download the app.
Oh, okay.
The exposure app.
Okay, so a positive thing. So yeah. Google's trying to help people, and once again, people go nuts and people take things the wrong way. They're just trying to keep track of you, blah blah blah. Do these fucking idiots even understand how useful that is to know if you've been in the area of anybody with the vid?
Yeah, I mean, then you start feeling bad. So you immediately quarantine yourself. You immediately get tested. Like you reduce your exposure to other people.
Yeah,
Like
you save fucking Mima. You save Mima's ass.
no.
Jesus Christ. See, I wasn't. I'm glad you explained that to me because I knew there was a little buzz about it, and it's just stupid on every level. But going back to our restaurant talk, real quickly. One of the pain in the asses is, or was, because things are kind of getting somewhat back to normal a little bit in some places, was the wait lines in the drive-throughs and all of that stuff. So you get takeout, right? You get takeout from your favorite Chinese food place or your favorite pizza place or whatever. Um, One of the perks that I fucking love is you get like free Tupperware from these places. Like those little KFC bowls that they use to give you mashed potatoes and shit in, those motherfuckers are good. Them shits last. I've already used those probably about 10, 15, 20 times because they go in the dishwasher, no problem. They don't look beat up. They don't look used. Like, them shits are better than some of the fucking Tupperware that I actually have that I bought. So,
And then if they get fucked up or something happens to them, you're like, I don't really give a shit.
yeah, it was free. It came with the meal. And that goes the same with the Chinese food places and all these other places. It's like, now, don't take it too far. When you see that shit starting to get warped because you microwaved it too long, or or it's just like it's beat to shit, toss it because you got it for free. But that is a sweet perk these days of takeout food.
Ralph's life hack.
I'm just saying. I mean, you save a few bucks that way because you know how motherfuckers be stealing your Tupperware. God damn it! That's why when I'm low on Tupperware, I give motherfuckers Ziploc bags. Like, here you go. Everything is going in a Ziploc bag, and that's all you're getting. A Ziploc bag into a grocery bag. Goodbye. See you later. Put that shit in your own fucking plates and bowls because every time I give a Tupperware, it never comes back. Fuck.
Here's your chuletas and rice.
Yeah, dude, I've given chili away in Ziploc bags. Like, I don't give a fuck. It works.
Yeah, but that's actually pretty smart because you can throw that in the fucking freezer, freeze it until you're ready to use it.
This is true. So, when all this social rioting and all of this just crazy shit started, you kind of pay attention to Facebook a little bit, and we already talked about Facebook warriors and stuff. But I saw this one person who posted like their views about like the protests, or I don't know, just a bunch of shit. And they were basically like, and if you support this or you don't like that or blah 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 whatever, if you don't agree with my views, defriend me. And to that I say, well, that's pretty close-minded. Like, do you agree with everything that your friends say or do? How boring would that be? That's like me and you. Like, we don't agree on everything. And if we did, it would probably be more boring. But even if we didn't, like, would I cancel you? Like, you're no longer my brother. Fuck off. You don't like Curb. Eat a bag of dicks and get away from me. I hate you. Like, it's just so close-minded. And that's the problem with what we were talking about earlier. Like, why aren't you willing to have the discussion? What? Like, you can, and this is where everybody's lost it. You can agree to disagree and still be cordial and still be a good person. And you think that all of these Trump supporters are racist? Do you think all these Trump supporters are assholes? I'm sure this person does, but they're not. A lot of them are misguided. A lot of them have too much faith in the con. But a lot of them are good people who just don't want the extreme left to take over, and they're scared of that.
Well, and to be like an advocate for like for them, like there's a lot of shit on the opposite end of the spectrum that like is just as bad. Like that's why like so I consider myself a moderate, and just not to get into political things, but I consider myself a moderate. I'm somewhere in the middle. I can see things from a leftist perspective. I can see things from a conservative perspective. Like,
Well, I mean, I will say that I am an independent voter and I lean a little more liberal, but I can understand a lot of conservative viewpoints that make sense. You know, um, like, and I'm not talking about the big ones like religion or pro-life or anything like that. I'm just talking about like financial stuff and things of that nature. Um, you know, if you work your dick off and you make a lot of money, you don't want to just give it away to everybody. I can understand that. So, but to just say I'm done with this whole section of people who you consider friends, whether maybe they're just acquaintances or maybe they're not really friends, but like that's very close-minded to me, and that's why we have a lot of these problems that we have. So,
well,
I don't
and
know.
I mean, to be honest, if your circle of friends is all people that only think the way you do, well, then you're in a cult. You're in a cult.
Maybe not. I wouldn't go that far, but
No, I mean,
well, no. But let's put it this way.
you're all drinking the same Kool-Aid. You're all drinking
All
the same
right.
Kool-Aid.
Well, let's put it this way. How many people that were in Hitler's circle disagreed with him? How many people in Trump's circle disagree with him are still there? They've all gotten the fucking axe. If you don't stroke his fucking orange balls, then you're out. That's his way of doing things. So get that cup, get that cup those balls right. Cause if you don't, you're gone.
The funny thing for me is I think a lot of times if he would just shut the fuck up, like,
well, he's never gonna do that.
but I think that's 90% of his problem. Like, if he would just shut the fuck up, like, all of his policy isn't shit, but his mouth it's garbage. He's an idiot. Things that come out of his mouth.
Well, I'll tell you this. You may think that way, but to me, he's fucking a gold mine of comedy because he's having all these rallies again and he's doing all this crazy shit. He's saying all these crazy things. And a while ago, he called the vid the Kung Flu. Now, I'm sorry. That's funny. That's a funny line. Like, if you can't appreciate that and you start calling it racist and this and that, like, it's that one is a funny line. I mean, the Kung Flu. I love it. I'm sorry. You hate me if you want, but that's a funny line. And then not only that, but he was being criticized for the way he was sipping his water because it looked like he couldn't hold it with one hand and get it to his mouth. So of course the liberal media went nuts with it and were talking about his, cognizance and all of that stuff. And so he grabs the water with one hand, takes a sip, and then he just fucking tosses it to the side. like he just proved something to you by drinking a sip of water. It's pure comedy. No other president would do this shit, and it makes me laugh every single time. So for the moments these past 4 years that he's given me, that he's made me laugh, it's not worth it, but it's close.
Yeah, I mean, poor stumbling Joe. Like, I don't know. I don't want to talk politics.
Well, I mean, if you want to be fair and you say stumbling Joe loses his train of thought, he does it all the time. There's no question. But both of these fucks are old. This is why we need younger people running for president. Like these guys are both ancient, but at least Trump makes you laugh. Like I
mean,
I would feel a lot safer with Joe in many ways, but Trump makes me laugh. So at least I have that.
yeah, I mean, I watched a press conference the other day with Joe Biden, and I was laughing because like it was reminiscent of like that old uncle that tells stories, and then midway through the story, just fucking I don't know if he nods or like he just loses his train of thought.
Yeah,
and you're
he
like,
starts talking about something else. Or
you're like, okay.
I mean, but he's been doing
Where
that.
you going with that.
He's been doing that for a while. Like when he was talking about corn pop and all of that stuff. Like, I mean, but at least this fucking guy will listen to the people who tell him this is what we found. This seems to be our best course of action. So I'll give him that. Which brings me to a hilarious thing I saw on TV. And I don't know if you've seen this, but they actually sell this thing called a Trumpy Bear, which I've threatened to get for my wife as like a gift because she hates Trump so much. And it's basically a teddy bear, like in a little suit and everything with the Trump hair. And I think he's got like a little cape or something that has the American flag. And you've got people giving testimonials. So this is like a biker dude. And he's like, I never go anywhere without my Trumpy Bear. And it's just like, what? Are you kidding me? So he's just riding around. If he's just riding around on his bike
with his Trumpy Bear.
with Trumpy Bear sitting on the front. And it's like $40, dude.
Yeah, I think one of the things I saw recently, and I think we've even discussed this, was the chess set.
The chess 2020. chess2020.com, where they're actually selling chess pieces made out of the House of Representatives and I don't know who else is Trump in it. Like he must be, right? And they have probably the Senate guys.
They have the Trump and the Pence piece, and then they've got like Mitch McConnell and fucking just like the big conservatives are the pieces.
So
for the
it's red versus blue, and they have all the key figures.
You got the Nancy Pelosi piece, and then you got right now they have the presidential like nominee, like you get like it's basically like what was it a fucking podium? It's a podium where like the president would speak at, but they don't know who's going to be the nominees. So
they give you
now they know Joe
figures.
Biden. So you get temporary figures until it's decided, and then once like Biden picks his like running mate, like they'll make that piece and send it to you.
So what's the temporary ones, like fucking Pac-Man and Donkey Kong? Like
no, so you get the fucking podium.
Just the podium.
Two podiums. Just two podiums.
Jesus Christ. And all right, so now that we know this stuff exists, right? If you went to somebody's house and you saw a Trumpy Bear, some people would be offended. Like some people are like, they hate this motherfucker so much. If you wear a MAGA hat or if you have any type of Trump, just gear, they legit get offended by it. which to me, I don't give a fuck. Like if that's your choice, that's your right. If you want to support this guy, I think you're a little misguided, but whatever. It's your fucking choice. That's what this country was based on. So if I saw a Trumpy Bear, I'd probably laugh at it. Like, you actually spent money on that shit. But but some people would take offense. How would you feel if you walked into somebody's house and saw a Trumpy Bear?
I would take a picture with it. I'm like, yo, Trumpy Bear.
Just put him on your shoulders. Like start fucking with his hair and making like really funny like styles. Like
throwback.
Like Trumpy Bear with a mohawk. Trumpy Bear with those big spikes that they had in the 80s. Big spike mohawk.
Yeah.
All right. So
dude, like,
go ahead.
So like some years ago, like my neighbor like was a super conservative guy. Like when I went over his house one day, he showed me like he'd gotten a signed card from the president. At the time, it was George W. Bush, and he was so proud of his George W. Bush like card. He's like, "Look, President Bush done sent me this personalized card to thank me for my support." And I was like, "Well, that's cool." Like, but this dude was like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna frame it." Okay.
Hey, that's his thing. I told you, people take politics like if it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't.
So all right, but no, let's switch it up. So what if you went to somebody's house and they whipped out the fucking Chess 2020 board?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. You know what I want to see? Like, if I go to your house, show me fucking like Bill Clinton's cigar case.
No, that's mine. That's mine. We already talked about that. I'm gonna own that shit whenever I get rid of my wife and become a millionaire. But
like, you smell that Monica sniz?
That's mine. You can't take that. That's mine. But so, yes, there are certain things that you would be impressed by. The Chess 2020 fucking set is not one of them. And some would say that maybe you got you need a little help. Like, I mean, unless you're like a collector and you collect weird shit like that, I guess I can understand that. But if you're just like a regular person, why in the fuck would you buy anything like that? I don't know. It escapes me. But a lot of things escape me. I mean, there was once a pet rock that sold. Like, a bunch of idiots bought a fucking rock. So, more power to you in your inventions.
Chia pets still exist. People buy them and spend money on them.
Yeah, I never bought a chia pet in my life. What the? Why would you buy that stupid, hideous thing?
Like, the only chia pet that I see as a viable chia pet is the chia herbs. Like, the chia pets that when you plant them, they become herbs. So like you can get fresh like herbs. So like when you're cooking, you can pull some parsley.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's functional.
Like, at least a functional chia. Like
the
other ones that just grow fucking fuzzy grass.
Yeah, fucking Simpsons. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Fucking chia pet. And they made millions on the fucking thing. Fucking, I got the same thing. You want to see fucking stuff grow? Look, I'll do one of those videos where they show you like over the time spanning videos. I'll show you how the hair of my nuts grows. Let's see how much money I can make off that. Hey. Chia nuts.
Do you think you could spread chia like chia seeds on your nuts and make it grow.
No, but I think we just came up with another invention that there should be chia nuts. So you can plant the seeds and watch the pubes grow.
So speaking of weird fucking inventions, recently I just found out that they make a lip balm for vaginas. Like, it's called Lips Stick, and it's
Wait. Time out. A like chapstick, like that type of thing, like for the sniz.
For the sniz. It's chapstick for the sniz. And
Why? Well, why would you do chicks have like dried up pussy lips?
no, I mean, look, they sell lubricants for vaginas. Like, there's all kinds of different lubricants.
Yeah, but
whatever.
hold on, time out. Lip balm is to make sure that your lips are nice and moist and soft, and they don't get all crusty. Like, especially if you live in areas where it gets really cold, and you don't put the shit on, then your lips get all disgusting and gross and have all this little skin and fucked up cracks and shit like that, to the point where some people are bleeding like fucking savages when they smile because they don't know how to fucking buy a chapstick. Like, those guys are assholes. Those guys need to get COVID, because what the fuck, dude? You're gonna let your lips get that bad to the point where you're bleeding when you smile? Jesus Christ, dude. But getting back to the point, so there are women out there with chapped pussy lips.
Well, I mean, I imagine you could chafe pussy lips. Like,
ooh, man, that cannot be fun.
Like, you've never got chafing on your dick before?
Yes, but it's different. Like, the chap that you get from your lips is fucking gross. It's like all crusty.
No,
and
but I'm
like,
saying, like, you ever licked your lips to the point where, like, you chapped your lips?
Yes.
From licking them. All right.
Yes.
So, similar to that, if, like, you're in a situation where you've had a lot of sex, I imagine, like, a female's lips could get checked, and they could use this lipstick to fucking take care of that issue.
I don't really. I've never experienced it.
Although, I think, like, if I had my own brand of that, like, I would give it a better name. It would be like Juicy Lucy's Lip Balm or something like that.
Well, it's not juicy though.
But that's what makes it juicy, is the lip balm. Juicy Lucy's Lip Balm. Look.
I guess, yeah. I guess that's true. I honestly, I don't think there's really a need for this, because, and I don't know from personal experience, but unless when you become an old lady, and old ladies ain't gonna be buying that shit. Like, that's something that young chicks would be buying, because they're just trying to be, on top of everything. And I'm pretty sure
I don't think that's an old woman thing. Like, I think
to have crusty ass pussy lips.
No, I think everyone's been in that situation where, like, you've been intimate for so long that you, like, kind of got to the point where you're dry fucking. Like,
all right, marathon man, listen. Listen, there's no way that you're gonna fuck a pussy to the point where it gets chapped lips, like the chapped lips that you get on your face. There's just no way.
Fucking long enough. Step your game up, son.
All right, well, kudos to you, because maybe you need to carry some of that shit around. But, like, hey, I guess I don't got it like that. What can I say? But whatever.
keep your Lucy juicy.
Have fun with it. I mean, it'll go well with your fucking chia pet ball sack. So, hold on one second. So, I'm flipping through the channels, and listen, I this is the fine line that that we have to deal with, okay? Because I don't want people to think that I'm making light of this, but it shocked the fuck out of me because I was not expecting it. I'm just watching TV, a commercial comes on, and they're showing all these ladies, and they show this lady fully naked from the top up, and she's got no boobs. And I wasn't ready for that, dude. And when that shit came up, it was like a Dove commercial or something. And when I saw the chick with no titties, it was just like, holy shit! Like where did that come from? And I actually, because I didn't think I saw it, I rewound it just to make sure I saw what I saw, and it was that. And I'm not making fun of it, but I'm making fun of my reaction to it because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Have you seen this commercial?
I haven't seen that commercial, but I had a similar like reaction to something I saw in a movie the other day. So, like, I don't know if you've seen. There's a movie on Netflix called 365.
No, not familiar.
And it's like it's in the top 10 ranking or whatever. But basic premise of the movie: mafia guy kidnaps a fucking girl and gives her 365 days to fall in love with him. So, but early in the movie, like this mafia dude's on a plane, and this stewardess, like he closes the enclosure, and the stewardess like drops to her knees and starts blowing him, and like they showed the dick in her mouth, like, and
Really?
I was not expecting it. Like, I was totally blown. I was like, "Whoa, there's hog in her mouth!" Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And,
That will catch you off guard.
And it's clear, like, she sucks him off.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit. Like, I've never seen that in a movie that was not porn. Like,
wow. They're really pushing the boundaries these days, I guess. Gotta get those views. Gotta get those subscriptions up.
I think the movie's like an international, like, crossover. I mean, most of the movies in English with, like, there's some subtitle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a decent movie, but it was still pretty funny because I was like, holy shit, like, they showed the dick in their mouth.
You got all excited. probably squeezed one off real fast.
I was like, holy shit.
I forgot to talk about. We were talking about earlier about masks and shit, right? With the wave, the new wave, with the mask hanging off the ear. So I came across this thing, this story that said, be aware of this. The people are creating fake mask exempt IDs so they don't have to wear masks when they go into stores or whatever. And to that, I say, what kind of an asshole do you have to be to actually go through this effort to not just put on a simple mask? Have you worn the just basic little 3-ply, the one that bends on your nose? It has nice, comfortable little straps on it. Have you worn one of those? They're typically blue.
We have them for all of our guests. They're available to them if they want them.
I'm not talking about the cloth ones. I'm talking about the disposable ones.
The disposable ones we offer for them to every single guest that walks in the door of my work. They're available. Like, if you want a mask, you're welcome to have one.
But have you worn it?
Yeah.
Are they? How uncomfortable are they? Because I've worn them and they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, they're not uncomfortable at all. I mean, if you're running around, like I'll tell you, like working in them sucks. Like
Of course.
because yeah, I mean you're breathing a little bit faster. Like if you work outside and you have to wear masks, like fucking sucks, whatever. But I mean,
But we're
it's
talking about
inconvenient.
people that just want to go into a store and buy some
Yeah,
fucking some I don't know, fucking underwear for themselves, or women's underwear for themselves, because like I don't understand if
it's
it's a is it a comfort thing, or is it just a you're not going to tell me what to do thing?
yeah. Well, I think a lot of that is that. Um, I mean, for me, I've gotten so used to it that like I don't even hesitate. Like I go to stop and get cigarettes or a 5 hour energy. Like I get out of my car, I put my mask on as I walk in the store. I'm putting my mask over my face. I do my shit in the store, and as I walk out, I pop my mask.
And
Like
that's what most people do. But so think about the level of asshole it takes to create this fake thing, and in some cases, motherfuckers are getting it laminated and everything. Like, like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? Like, it's not that serious, and it's not that big a deal.
but I mean,
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get the
do
resistance to the
you?
masks.
It is no different than the people that buy fake uh disability like vests for their dogs.
No, that's a little different. That's a little different because people don't accept dogs everywhere, and people are assholes about dogs in some cases.
Yeah,
So
but I mean,
no, I think
do
it's
you
totally.
think do, do you think dogs should be in grocery stores?
Um,
If there's not like a physical need, like for someone who like has a disability who needs that dog's assistance, do you think Joe Schmo should be able to bring their Chihuahua in to the
I
fucking
I
grocery
th- I
store?
think that if I don't know, that's a tough one because I guess for grocery stores maybe that's a stretch because of the loose like fruit and the loose food and stuff like that. Like not everything is packaged. But like for Walgreens or something, I don't really see a problem with it. You know, they don't sell anything that you're gonna ingest like out in the open. Everything is packaged. I would say if everything is packaged, who gives a fuck? But to your point, grocery stores maybe not. And to those that have those type of anxieties or whatever that they need the dog there, I guess you can make exceptions, but like to your point, they have to be legit.
Yeah. I mean,
And
on the same token, if you have social anxiety where you don't feel comfortable going into a store because you have this disability or whatever, well, they have options. You can
yeah,
get
now they
curbside
do.
delivery.
Now they do,
You
yeah.
can get,
But
whatever.
however, typically those options cost a little bit more, so you have to be sensitive to that. But I hear what you're saying. I got you. So let's get into some more fun stuff because we've been a lot of heavy shit. I mean, it's just a lot of heavy shit going on. First, we had this fucking. I mean, we still have it. This goddamn virus that just never goes away. Trump doesn't even give a fuck about it anymore. He doesn't even talk about it anymore. He's like, virus schmirus. But then we had all these cops killing fucking guys and turning the country upside down. And by the way, if you listen to Trump's fucking speeches lately, holy shit, is he dividing and like trying to cause some racial tensions and trying to cause some type of racial war. It's like he really needs to cut the shit out. This is getting bad. Like, chill the fuck out, dude. Chill out. I don't know if anybody in your circle's telling you because they're scared of getting fired, but we don't want race wars to start happening. This is getting ridiculous now. But back to the lighter stuff. So I was watching, they're always showing old movies, different movies, whatever, on cable. And one of the Batmans came on. So it got me thinking, and I'm sure this topic has been brought up a million times, but not on this podcast. So who do you think was the best Batman? And I feel like I already know what you're going to say.
I like the Dark Knight series.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. So Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Okay, just for I guess for shits and giggles, our options are Christian Bale. I believe Val Kilmer was once Bruce Wayne. More recently, Ben Affleck.
Michael Keaton.
George Clooney, right?
Yeah, George Clooney.
Yeah. And then way back in the day, Adam West, who was on the TV show where they would do the bam, pow, like, which was kind of awesome. But see, my issue with the Dark Knight, and I understand it's called the Dark Knight, and they wanted to make him dark. He was too dark, and I feel like he didn't portray Bruce Wayne properly. I felt like he was just like this cunty little asshole who, like, even when he was supposed to be charming, was not. And Bruce Wayne is a charming fuck. And that's, to me, where that Batman failed. Whereas Michael Keaton was all of that. And like, it's easy to put the Batman voice on and be like, I'm going to get you, fucker. Like, it's easy. It's easy to do that. The harder part to me is the charming of Bruce Wayne. And that's why I wouldn't put Christian Bale as my number one Batman. I'd go with Michael Keaton because he was more charming.
Yeah, I mean, I think Christian Bale's character in The Dark Knight was meant to be a more brooding, more like dark version of Batman. Was, like that portrayal of him was really different than other portrayals of him.
But he was so cunty. Like, I couldn't vibe with him because he was so cunty.
It's like which version of the Joker?
No, we're not talking about the Joker. Nope. We're not going down that road. We're talking about Batman right now. We can save the Joker for another time. We're talking about, you can't get away from Christian Bale's cuntiness in The Dark Knight. I'm sorry. I liked him. I thought he was good, but I don't think he was the best because Bruce Wayne's charm and just being that flamboyant, billionaire is a huge part of Batman. And to just like make him into this little fucking miserable cunt it's no fun. Like, it's why all the DC movies are shit, because they don't have fun with it like the Marvel movies do, and they have jokes and they make light of certain things.
Yeah, but on the same token, I think that like part of Batman's character is fucking brooding and bitchy. Like, he's a spoiled ass little fucking rich kid who fucking lost his parents, and poor little Bruce fucking, grew up with Alfred like fucking leading him around.
Hey. Fucking Alfred was don't besmirch Alfred, okay? Alfred was a fucking like a father to him. All right? Took care of his little ass. So there'll be no besmirching of Alfred on this podcast.
But I mean, I think like that portrayal of him is kind of like on par. Like,
I think it went a little overboard, but whatever. That's the fun of it. Like you can take it one way and I can take it another, and that's the great thing about movies and stuff. And that's why, like, that's why people who don't give things a try without even like they'll see reviews about it and they'll say, fuck that, I'm not gonna watch it because it got bad reviews. Well, maybe there's something you could have took out of it that you would like. Like, give it a chance. Just like everything else. Give it a fucking chance. You never knew you liked carrots until you ate them. Like, they go better with blue cheese, but whatever. So yeah, so whatever. All right. See, now you're starting a whole new debate. Now you're starting a whole new debate because I will not sit here and say I don't like ranch. Ranch is okay, but it's the little brother to blue cheese when it comes to getting you a nice big fat thing of wings, celery, and carrot sticks. Because not only do you get the blue cheese, but you get those big ass chunks of cheese in it that you can just crush, and not even close. Not even close. This is like McDonald's, Wendy's, quarter pounder Dave thing all over again. We're just not going to agree upon this stuff.
I'll pass on the moldy cheese and stick to the ranch.
I'm sure you've had other moldy things and some crusty ass pussy lips also. Anyways, so let's finish it off with in was it last episode we did our worst song that we've ever heard. If it wasn't the last one, it was the one before it. But so it got me thinking about, just music and whatever. So I came up with a couple of topics for us to discuss. What is, and you pick the order you want to do these in. Your best shower song, meaning you sing the fuck out of that bitch in the shower, or your worst guilty pleasure song, which you dance like a motherfucker to, or you sing, or you just vibe to like nobody's business. Like, and please don't tell me it's the Macarena.
So, like,
pick one. You could start wherever you want.
All right, my shower song is Outkast, "So Fresh and So Clean."
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's just like the shower thing, and it's just like, ain't nobody so past me. I'm just so fresh and so clean.
I'm kind of disappointed in that. I can't hide it. Because for me, when you're in the shower, that's your chance to be the star. Like, you can let them pipes go because you got the shower noise and you got maybe the fan on and all of that stuff. So for me, my best shower song, or it's almost a tie. I don't think I can just give you one, but one of them is Tom Petty's "Free Falling," because
falling.
When you get to that, I'm free, like you just go nuts and you hit that fucking thing, and it just works. It's just this perfect shower song. But then my other one is Enrique Iglesias, "Bailamos." Because that shit just gets you amped, bro. So you're scrubbing, you're dancing, it's just like, let's go.
Te quiero, amor mío.
And think about it. In the morning, like that's what you need. That's what you need to get you going. So
tonight we dance.
All right, we don't need you singing the whole song for us. Obviously, you're a fan, so you see where I'm coming from. So for me, I guess I need a little more. I need to get a little. Yours is more laid back, and I get it. It fits with the cleaning yourself and all of that stuff, and just getting yourself all pimped up and fresh for whatever you're gonna do. But for me, I need to get amped, and I need to let the fucking vocals blow. So.
We'll see. That that leads me to like my guilty pleasure song, because like a lot of times when I'm riding into work, like I don't listen to a lot of music in my car anymore. Like I've gotten to the point where like I try to put myself when I'm leaving work or coming from work, like that's my time to think or like process. But if I need that extra amp, like when I'm on my way to work, like my favorite fucking song is Ace Hood's "Hustle Hard." I don't know why,
Really?
like, yeah, it just gets me going. Like,
Oh
like
man,
I don't know. Like,
maybe I didn't give you enough time to think about these because you've disappointed me so much in your selections tonight.
you're gonna tell me like that song doesn't get you hyped up?
Not
Hustle hard,
really.
like
Not really. I mean, if I wanted to get hyped up, I'd probably do some Little John song like, um, you
yeah.
know, no, the one with Pastor Troy, and he's like, if you're scared to throw it up, get the fuck out the club. Like, throw it up. That's what it's called. Like that shit. I would put that shit on for if I coached a little bunch of little fucking kids. Like, let's go. That will
I don't
hype
know,
those
man.
little fuckers up.
Like the hustle hard shit is just like same old shit, just a different day. Out here trying to get it each and every way. Like it just gets me going. I'm like,
It's
that's
but
my
it's
guilty pleasure
but
song.
it's not a hype song. Like,
It is the fucking beat on that is fucking fire.
no, you failed this one. Fail. We're gonna have to try this again.
And
Um,
and not to mention you throw the Luda remix on that,
I
or
like
not the Luda
hus-
remix, the little Wayne remix
I
on that.
like I like Hustle Hard, but it's definitely not a worst. It's not a guilty pleasure song. Like, how's that a guilty pleasure? That's just a decent rap song that you like.
Well, okay, I think
You're
it's
missing the
because like
spirit of it.
no, because that's the one song like that gets me going, like that I fucking sing like I'm full blast in the car. That
So
people are
maybe
driving
maybe
by going, "Look at this asshole!" Like
so maybe that should have been your shower song.
no, because I don't sing it in the shower. I sing it in my car.
I understand, but maybe you need to sing that in the shower and you could have more fun with it. Um, so when I'm talking guilty pleasure, I'm talking about like something that like bumps but it's not like doesn't quite fit you. So at first I was thinking like Beyonce, like Halo, but but then I I needed something a little more upbeat, kind of, and it's Rihanna, only girl in the world. Like that shit fucks you. You can't hear that song and not be like, "Want you to make me feel," and just like like you're in the club throwing up the fucking pump fist, Pauly D style. Like,
I don't think I've ever pumped fists to that song.
oh, come on, man. You might be tapping your foot then, because that shit amps you. That shit gets you amped. So I'm the only girl in the world. What can I say? But that's more what a guilty pleasure song should be. So we might have to revisit this and come up with some more in a future episode, because your choices were
Whatever.
your choices were puke emoji. Not that I don't like those songs. I'm just saying, for these purposes, those songs don't work. So that's my bad. I didn't give you enough time with that. But yeah, I expect more from you. So a quick shout out, because we do have some loyal listeners and I want to give them some love. So just real quick shout out to one of my homies, Pat over there in Illinois. He listens regularly. I think one of my homies in Worcester, I think it's Dav, I'm not sure, but he listens regularly, it seems. And our girl Becky over there in VA. I heard she's a big fan. So shout out to Becky.
Becky.
You got any shout outs?
Yeah, I got a not so friendly shout out. Shout out to the dickbag that stole my sandwich.
Who stole your sandwich? What happened?
So I order a sandwich at work, and we get busy, and fucking I eat half my sandwich, and I see a dude leave, and he's got a sandwich in his hand, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, hey, have a nice night. See you later. Bye. Wave to the guy. Well, later on, I go back, and my sandwich is gone. I was like, motherfucker. Dude stole my sandwich.
So hold on. So this dude walked out with a completely naked sandwich in his hand. No to-go plate.
So he had it. It was wrapped in the like when you get a steak and cheese, they wrap it in the foil.
Yeah.
So it was wrapped. It was still wrapped in its half of the foil, whatever. But like, he walked by me and I saw it and I was like, we don't sell sandwiches like that. What the fuck? Like, dude came in with a sandwich, and I waved him. I was like, all right, man, have a nice night. And the worst part is, like, I was talking to one of the other managers about it, and I was like, yeah, this fucking dude stole my sandwich. And he goes, I saw the dude with it. And he goes, I thought it was kind of weird, too. I was like, so you saw him steal my sandwich? He didn't say shit. So apparently this drunk fuck, like, decided to just pick my sandwich up off the counter and just walk out with it.
Dude, that's such a power move. I fucking love it on every level. Like
Wow.
You got that sweet buzz. You look over, there's a nice fucking melty cheese, steak and cheese just sitting there. Nobody to be found. Like this sandwich needs to be loved.
Well, that's the worst part of it is my sandwich wasn't even in the bar side. It was in the restaurant side after the restaurant had closed. It was
Even better.
So he snuck over to the restaurant and stole my sandwich before walking out with it.
He saw that shit from a distance. He's like, oh shit. So instead of looking for some pussy, he was looking for some meat.
Like he came through the restaurant side and was like, ooh, sweet score. Free sandwich.
He was like, fuck these bitches. They all got chapped ass pussy lips. I'm going to go get me a sandwich instead. And better yet, I'm going to get that bitch for free. Well, shout out to you, sandwich stealer, because you just provided me with some good laughs.
Where they do that at?
That is great. On that note, we'll catch you guys next week. Later.